Hello guys, my name is Ekato Christian Osaze of Christmas Real Estate Company based here in Lagos. We are into acquisition of land, sales of land, and we also involve ourselves in the training of land. We sell land for companies that have lands in different parts of Nigeria. We are representatives of companies. There are times we also buy our own personal land and then we sell those lands as well. So quickly, I want to talk about something that just came up, and I felt it's important I should tell some of our clients or people we call first-time investors in raw land or first-time buyers of raw land in Nigeria. I want you to know something. If you're a first-time buyer of land in Nigeria, there are various costs associated with the process of land acquisition in Nigeria. Whether you're buying the land to keep, or you're buying the land to further develop, or you're buying the land to resell, at whatever stage you are involved in land acquisition, there are processes. First-time buyers may not understand this process. So that is why at times when you later come to them to say, okay, there's an additional cost to be paid, people may be anxious and agitated that, Oga, from the beginning, did not tell me I was to pay X and Y, Z. Okay, so this video is to briefly educate people strictly who are first-time investors in real estate or land in Nigeria. There's a difference between buying of raw land and buying of house. The processes are the same at a stage, but later they differ. If you are buying a raw land, the process and the documents you need for raw land is not the same process and the documents you also need when you are buying a fully built house. All right, so now we will run down through some of the associated costs in buying raw land in any part of Nigeria. Don't forget, all lands in Nigeria belongs to the government. Each state government are the ones that hold this land on behalf of Nigerians. That is what the Constitution says. So that is why all lands in Nigeria, the documents are actually signed by the governors of each state. When you get to the stage of trying to get your certificate of occupancy, which people call CofO, is a document that can last for 99 years. Government will lease the land to you for 99 years. To get that document, it is the governor that signs on the CofO of any landed document. Now, if somebody buys a document, if somebody buys a land with document have a CofO, the name on that CofO, if another buyer comes and buys that same property with a CofO, you cannot change the name on that CofO. What you do is to go to the government and say, okay, this is the deed of assignment to this property. Ownership has been transferred to me. This is the CofO that comes with the property. I want you to give me what they call governor's consent. The governor's consent is the governor will just stamp and sign on your deed of assignment to show that the property has been transferred, the ownership of the property or the rights to that property has been transferred from one person to another person. That is from the seller to the buyer. So after that 99 years elapses, then if the person is still in custody of that CofO, he would have to now reapply for a new CofO that cannot bear his name. But that cannot happen until the 99 years is over. So a quick rundown. What are the various costs? The first thing is the raw land itself has a cost. When you buy a land, there's a difference between the cost of the land and the cost of the documents that would come with the land. Documents like deed of assignment, demarcation costs, survey, registered survey, and of course, the CofO. So when you buy a land, the land itself, the raw land, have a cost. How much does the land itself cost? Okay, if you buy land from people that have large expanse of land, so let's say for instance, 1 acre of land. Okay, 1 acre of land, you buy just 600 square meter or 300 square meter or 150 square meter, whatever the size of the land that you buy. Okay, now to have your own portion of land that you have, the raw land you've paid for, carved out for you. That land itself has to be demarcated. Somebody has to separate it to say they put block here, okay, and say this portion of land belongs to you. It carries a cost. Demarcation carry, like I was sharing with a client. I said it's like you go to the market to buy a whole cow. Maybe 5 people go to the market to buy a whole cow. Now, to kill that cow and cut the different parts to different people that have bought the cow, somebody have to cut the cow. Somebody have to kill the cow before they give you your own portion. The person that is killing the cow to cut your own portion out, that person has to be paid for doing that. It's actually a service. So demarcation of land, when real estate developers or people tell you that, look here, pay for demarcation of land, don't get worked up. It is a service that is to be paid for. You cannot on your own demarcate the land. You cannot, you know, and separating the land, which is what demarcation is, from the whole, carries a cost. That is why, for instance, when government gives excision of land to communities, the communities will pay for excision because government to say this is the portion we want to give to you, to demarcate your own and separate and give to you, you have to pay government for providing the services of cutting out your own part to give to you. So if you're a first-time buyer, don't see maybe somebody is trying to like make you feel uncomfortable or ask for extra money when they say demarcation fee. Demarcation fee is not actually extortion money. Nobody is extorting you. They're just asking you to pay for the service of cutting your own portion out of the land. All right. The money is not paid to government. The money is paid to the owner of the person that wants to separate your own portion of the land, okay, and give to you. Then after demarcation, there's another troublesome thing people worry about. There's what I call deed of assignment. A deed of assignment is very important. You know, the receipt for the buying of the land, the receipt you pay for the land or the contract of sales is different from the deed of assignment. Deed of assignment is a document, is a legal document drafted by a lawyer, either by the lawyer of the buyer or the lawyer of the owner of the property, that spells out the seller of the land and the new person who is buying the land to say all rights to this portion of land has been transferred to the new person who has bought this square meter of land from me. That deed of assignment is a very important document. Without that deed of assignment, you really cannot get a C of O from the government. If not, if you don't pay for the C for the deed of assignment, how ownership cannot be transferred. Ownership has not been transferred. So the deed of assignment document is a different fee from the land itself. There are some land that could go for, let's say, 1 million naira. The document, the deed of assignment can, can go for as, depending, like in Lagos, you can get the deed of assignment for 100, 150, 200, depending on the size of the land, all right? The bigger the land, the more the deed of assignment would be. In Abuja, it's not the same price as in Lagos. So there are different associated costs. We've talked about the cost of the raw land itself. No document included, nothing, just the raw land itself. It has a cost. Demarcation carries a cost because demarcation is a service, and then you have your deed of assignment, which is the legal money you pay for the lawyer for drafting the agreement. You come with your 2 witnesses, the seller comes with 2 witnesses, they both parties sign, and then the lawyer puts his MBA seal on it, and that is okay. Now, the deed of assignment is a document you can also register with the land registry to say that, look, this land has been transferred to me. It no longer belongs to Christmas Real Estate Company. It now belongs to XYZ Company. Okay, then another document that you paid for, but this time you pay this money to a surveyor. A surveyor, you can come with your surveyor to survey the land, and then you pay for the surveyor to take the coordinates of your land out of the whole lot. If it's an estate, it's a private land. If you are buying your own land, you need to survey your own land, and that survey will carry your own name. That survey will carry your own name. Now, after the survey, the next thing you do is you now go to the land registry and register that survey document with the government. You pay the fee. Survey fee you've already paid to the surveyor to give you what they call a provisional survey. You now take that provisional survey to the land registry in the area, Abuja, Lagos, Ogun State, Edo State, whatever state in Nigeria you've bought your land. You now take your survey documents to the land registry and they will now register the land, survey and stamp the government stamp on it. Then you now have a document you can use to process your C of O, a document that in Nigeria lasts for 99 years. I hope these land documents we've briefly talked about has helped to educate you if you're a first-time buyer of land in Nigeria or you're a first-time investor of land in Nigeria. Yes, land is expensive, but if you understand the process of land acquisition, your mind can be at rest. My name's once more Ehato Christian Osaze. Thank you. If you have not subscribed to this channel on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook, I encourage you to subscribe. Click the notification button so that anytime we drop a video like this, you'll be the first and one of the first to get it. Land acquisition in Nigeria is a vehicle for wealth creation. I encourage you to invest. It is cheaper to buy land now than to buy land when development begins to catch up with the area. Because as development comes to an area, the cost of raw land becomes very expensive. In short, there are some places in Lagos right now to buy one raw land, one small raw land can go as much as 100 million. Not just the house, no document, no nothing. Just to buy the raw land itself is 100 million. So the earlier you buy, the earlier you invest in land, the better for you. Look for areas that are fast developing. Buy land ahead of time before people get to that area. So by the time people get to that area, you become a landlord to people who are coming into the areas. Or if companies, for instance, in the future want to buy that land, you can do what you call land banking. You buy land and keep for the purpose of selling the land later when development improves on the area and the price of the land appreciates. Thank you very much. God bless you. See you in the next video. Bye.